So this is how the IRS looks at it. They're going to have a little chart. The average, AVERAG, average salary of a executive for a consulting company. It says here, you know, it says state of Texas right here. I guess I should have put in there. Location. Let's see here. This is Maryland. MARYLAND. Is that Maryland City, MD?
Yes, MD. State?
Yeah, but it says Maryland City.
No, it's not a city. It's a state.
Okay, the choices I have is Maryland, Maryland City.
Maryland.
Okay. Well, they made it go up, saying Maryland. Okay. They say the average executive consultant salary in Maryland is $107,362. So it's $107,362. $107,362. So you get paid at an hourly rate of $51.62 per hour. $51.62 per hour. Now, you have to take the salary, you have to take the taxes out on that. So that means that you need to be writing yourself a check. And this is the problem with that S corporation filing. I don't tell people that they should do that, because if you're not, and if you do not have an accounting firm that's going to do this for you, and if you don't have that money going into that bank account, the IRS has auditors that are coming for people who do this. They're noticing that they have more people who are doing these S corporation filings, so they can pay less taxes, but people are not paying themselves a salary and doing the proper deductions like they're supposed to. I've been having my business the last 27 years. I don't do S corporation filings. I am not trying to be on the radar. I want to file my taxes at the end of every year, and whatever I owe, I try to buy something at the last minute to create another debt to assume and eat up those profits I'm supposed to pay into the company, to pay into the IRS. So I try to play that game, and I end up getting corporate leases to eat up what I need to pay into the IRS. Like I used to owe the ARS $12,000. I got a corporate lease where I live, Hotel Zaza. My lease is $18,000 a year. When I did the math on it back and forth, you know, what I owe the IRS and my lease, it came out the IRS now owes me $5,000. Now they say, oh man, you should do S corporation. You do S corporation. Hell no, I'm doing an S corporation. That means I got to pay myself a salary. I got to deduct those deductions out, and then I got to take those deductions and turn them in. I may need to use that money at the end of every month. I may need to use that $3,000 I'm paying in taxes every month. I need that for operating capital for my business. I don't need to be paying it to the IRS. They say, yeah, you paid it to the IRS, but at the end of the year, you pay lower taxes. I could care less about paying lower taxes right now while I'm hustling and grinding and growing.
Right, because I wasn't paying no taxes. I was writing it all off.
So you can't write it all off until the end of the year, until the end of the next year. So that therefore, when you write it off, but still at the same time, in order for the IRS to justify you being put into a lower tax bracket, so therefore, you're supposed to be taking out these deductions. And of course, the IRS is going to backdate it all the way to January, because they want to have those federal taxes that you're supposed to be paying into them. I can put a guy on the phone right now. He's supposed to have been done it for the last 2 years, and he hasn't even done it. And IRS contacted him, say that he owed them something like $20,000 in one type of account and $40,000 in another type of account.
So what do I do?
S corporation filing, and he did not take out those deductions.
So what do I do right now?
Well,
the letter's been filed. Huh? I said the letter's been filed. Is there a way to?
Who filed it? Who filed it for you? What accounting firm filed it for you?
I'm just trying to make sure I tell you the right one. Tax Hub Solutions.
So Tax Hub Solutions is supposed to be actually taking out deductions for you so they can actually make payments to the IRS. So you need to contact them and say, hey, I got this letter saying that they're gonna backdate my S corporation status to January. Where are the deductions that's supposed to come out, and what are you guys charging me on a monthly basis to turn these deductions in?
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you something, Tanya.
Hmm.
You need to get rid of that shit. You're getting ready to go up a long, hard battle. And you're gonna do this all by yourself.
So what are you recommending I do?
I recommend that you go back and get rid of it. And let me ask you a question. Do you have employees that you pay them?
Well, this is probably how I got myself in this. I was thinking that my husband worked with me in Primerica. We're both licensed. He's retired. And I was trying to make it so that my mortgage would be deductible and I could save myself on taxes by like just paying him a salary, paying myself a salary, because we were looking at buying a house in Texas. And I was like, Dad, he's retired and all our income is 1099 right now. And I couldn't figure out what made sense to do. So people was like, oh, you need to be an S corp, you need to get business credit, you need to do this and that. But nobody had a complete plan. You heard some of the people from the stage. You know, in the areas where you are, what's true and what's not true. Well, the same thing for me in certain areas, but the other areas, they sound pretty good coming from the stage. It's not until you get with them and you're in their program, you look underneath the hood, you realize some of the stuff they're telling you isn't 100. They can only get you to a point.
Yeah, but see, the problem here is that when you listen to people like that, and unfortunately, we have to learn by default, number one. Number two is that you learn and you say, hey, okay, now, if, so the goal here is you say, hey, and you heard what they said. They did a S corporation filing and all the rest of that. But you have to ask, why did they do an S corporation filing? What the reason why they did an S corporation filing? Just because they did an S corporation filing, they tell you, oh, because I got business credit, got this. But you gotta understand is that they're only telling you the candles that's on the cake. They're not telling you the icing. They're
Right.
not telling you what color the inside of the cake is. They're not telling you what flavor the cake is. They're not telling you how to bake the cake. They didn't tell you all those reasons why they did it. Some of those people that said that they did it, maybe because they had employees. Yeah, it does make sense for a person to have 3 employees, 5 employees, 12 employees. Yeah, it does make sense. Let's just say your gross income is $300,000 and you're only able to write off 100. You're only able to write off 210,000. So $200,000 and you're at 300,000. So you got $90,000 you're gonna be paying taxes on at your tax bracket because you're above $80,000 for your net income. Net income, that's after all your deductions. You cannot take off nothing more. You're at 90,000. Yeah, you should do a S corporation filing to pay yourself a salary.
Well,
because instead you pay.
I guess this is why they advised me. I had crossed over the $200,000 mark. And I was writing off everything, and I was only paying like $3,000 in taxes. In 1 year, I paid $7,000 because we were looking at buying a property. But they was like, you can't keep doing this. You need to do some write-offs. And that's where I ended up at. That's why I did the filing. So I don't know if maybe I didn't share that part of it. Maybe you didn't know that part or what, but I made over $100,000. Even last year I didn't work and I made $170 on my W-2. 1099.
Okay. So you make $170. Okay, so you make $170. So after all your deductions, what were you left with when you had to pay taxes on?
Last year I think he broke it all the way down to like.
Well, you just with the first conversation we just had when you first told me is that you said you was, I don't know if you used the word retired or something, but you said you're getting back to work.
Mm-hmm.
So when you tell me something like that, I'm thinking that you're not working at all. That means you don't have an income coming in, or you're maybe just living off of residuals or reserves.
That's true. That's true. This year, I might have made $4,000 a month. Like I'm at 60 something right now. When I looked at it, I think I'm at 60 for the year. But when I'm on my grind, when I'm working, I'm at 200.
Okay, but far as you having it to be switched to an S corporation filing,
Mm-hmm.
what is your gross income from your business?
It was 200,000.
That's what the last year was.
Last year was 178.
Okay, so you're at 200,000 now. You're saying?
No, right now I'm at 60.
Okay, all right.
So when 2023 I'm at 60 right now. Last year, at the end of the year, my 1099 said 178. The year before that, it said 200 and something, 216 or something like that.
Okay, well, let's focus only on this year.
Okay.
This is the year that you did the S corporation filing.
Correct.
This is the year you're supposed to be paying yourself a salary.
Mm-hmm.
So the numbers are the shelf. You got to get to the shelf. The shelf is $80,000 of net income. If you don't get below $80,000 as a net income, then you should do an S corporation filing. But you're only at 60,000. And even if you calculate for the rest of this year, I'm thinking you probably bring in maybe another 30,000, so you'll be 100,000. But you have write-offs, deductions, that's going to put you below the 80,000. So if you're doing an S corporation filing and you're going to take out those deductions for yourself personally, to me, it's just not beneficial for you to have the S corporation filing for this 2023 year.
Right.
So if we all understand the rules, then we could play the game. We could win the game.
Right. But I think in all defense, when it was done, I was on the other side. You know what I mean? So we were looking at what I was making. So how does that happen? I mean, what is the goal for when people, because we're entrepreneurs, when your business not making that, when you lose a big contract and you fall under that?
Well, you change your status filing.
Oh.
You change your status filing. Just like if you don't file your taxes by April 15th, what do you do as a business owner?
File an amendment.
There you go. It's the same thing.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
Oh, I didn't know that. So is that something you can do? Because you're telling me to go back to them, but...
No, I mean, I'll put you in touch with somebody in order to do it. I mean, I don't deal with the taxes myself, but I know understand how they work in order to keep myself in a nice legal spot, but I can tell you exactly how it works. Because what they're looking at right now, let's just say you have $60,000 for the year.
Mm-hmm.
Most people have about 28% taken out of their taxes, times 28%. So therefore, you should have about $16,000 that you paid in, or that you have to give up to the IRS for federal, Social Security, and FICA. So you need to be cutting a check to them, because they say they're going to backdate it all the way to the beginning of this year, and the IRS won't their money. They're going to allow you to actually have that type of status. I don't consider it a status. I think it's one of the worst things ever that person could do in their business.
Wow.
You want more write-offs? Create another business. The IRS allows a person to have 5 to 7 years to do something called product research and development before you launch. So all you got to do is just come up with some more write-offs. Come up with another business. All you got to do is just do that. Okay. Rich folks do this shit all the time.
Right.
And then when they get the profits come in, they actually buy a building, and then they take a loan against the building. Because they take a loan against the building, then therefore they don't have to pay taxes against the loan that they pull out the equity out of the building.
Well,
but they spend the money though.
That's the stuff that I want. I'm still like I want to understand that so that I can do it.
Well,
So
one thing we need to do here is that we need to do something for you. Business credit.
mhm.
Let me tell you what the program deal is with. Okay, so looking at this company that has an LLC filing, we don't worry about the IRS. We just
Okay.
go by what the state says.
Okay.
The state has you listed as a LLC.
Mhm.
You have a corporate address as 610. Is it called Oxon Hill?
Yep, Oxon Hill. Mhm.
Oxon Hill. Okay, is that a commercial address or is it a personal address?
It's a commercial address.
Commercial address. Okay, I do see Suite 210 on that. But your home address is 209 Whitehaven Circle.
It is, which is a problem.
Yeah, it is a huge problem.
Mhm.
You know, you should actually get that changed with your Secretary of State. They don't need to know that where you live at.
Right. I know it's a problem. I didn't know how to change it though. That's the.
You say what?
I said that's the problem. I don't know what I need to do to change it. Do I just file that with the state?
Well, there's two things you can do.
Okay.
Every year by May 15th, you have to do something called a no franchise tax due filing. And you have to do a public information report. Everything that you have to deal with your business, you should always keep it with your business address and name. So therefore, on that report, it's going to ask you, do you need to update any addresses? You need to update your executives or your director's address. And then you have to say, mark the box yes, and then you just put in your address and name. And so when you turn it in, they'll update it so it can be on the system. That's one way. And that, you could do that for free. Come up 2024 between January and May 15th. Or what you can do is go ahead and pay, like in the state of Texas, they charge $150 to make any changes to your business. So you can pay $150 in order to make that address change, and then it would be done. Now Maryland might be cheaper. I don't know exactly what the cost is, but that's basically what you do, and you're going to basically do something called either a certificate of amendment. It's called a certificate of amendment.
Okay.
I'm looking at one right now. I'm fixing a lady's filing because what she did is she used to have an LLC, and we're turning it into an incorporation, and we're actually changing some things on her business. We're changing her business name. I'm making her to look and feel and appear like she's a restaurant group and not one little small restaurant. Her name as an LLC is called Tracy T's Tamales LLC. I'm changing her business name to be KMAJ Enterprise Incorporated. You want to make yourself look like that you're a marketing and consulting business versus looking like a service industry company.
Okay.
So you basically somewhat did it with all new beginnings. No one knows what you do in a name. So now you can actually drop DBAs underneath it if you like to.
Well, I'm going to do whatever you tell me to do. That's why I'm calling you. And then doing it with me, then I can also offer it to other people because they don't know, like you're teaching me. But my goal is to bring you in to teach it too. But I'm just the product of this is what you did for me. You know what I mean? Like I can't speak on something that hasn't been done for me.
Right. Right.
And my name holds a lot of weight. So that's why I'm like, listen, I know a lot. That's why you notice you ain't, once you start talking, I'm like, no, this is what I did or whatever. But it's just a bunch of pieces of the puzzle. I'm coming to you to help me put the puzzle together.
So our normal way to put the pieces of the puzzle together for you is to you got your LLC file, which is good. Okay, so I was just trying to understand this filing and incorporation and stuff that you said earlier, so I can understand.
Right.
Because all information must match everywhere on some of these on some of these approvals. They say, and it says on the website, all address must match everywhere. So even for the name and the filings. So now I understand. You have an LLC. You did a Form 2553 with the IRS. You got an S corporation filing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Now we got it. Okay, so therefore you have an office, you have a business address that's in Oxon Hill, and of course you do have an EIN number.
Mm-hmm.
And so do you have a website?
Yes.
Okay, do you have a professional email that matches your website?
This is where the DBA come in. My professional email is under my name at Tanya, which is Tanya@TanyaTwise.com. So All New Beginning, I don't think I have the professional email for that.
So do you have a allnewbeginnings.com as an email, like service@allnewbeginnings.com?
No, that's what I'm saying. No.
Okay, so where did you buy your website name from?
GoDaddy.
Okay, great. Great, great, great. So you need to go to GoDaddy, open up your account. You need to go ahead and get the name called All New Beginnings as an email.
Got it. I had that on my to-do list. I'll make that happen.
Okay. Do you have a landline phone number
Yes.
for your business? You do have a landline phone number. Okay, that's good. So you do have a landline phone number, which is really good. Okay, so your landline phone number, because you had it, how long have you had your landline phone number?
Almost 5 years.
Okay, good. So you might be in information directory 411, which is good.
I don't know that I am, but you can check it. I don't know that I am. I don't know how it would be because it's under my name.
So this is the best way to do it is check, is to go to information directory, INFORMATI, Maryland, MARYLAND.
Mm-hmm.
I know here is, I don't know why I don't remember this phone number. I don't know why I do not remember this number. Information directory phone number. Let me use my other phone. Oh my goodness, let me see. Called the number before. I think you probably it's the same number, basis is the same number, but it's just more or less just happened to change out the prefix in the front of the number.
I can try it on my other phone. What number you think that is? 301.
Let me get hold on a second. See, recents. I know I have to do a 555. Okay, here we go. Let's just load it back up. Oh my goodness. Let me see here. There's something called there's something that's called what's it called? Something called list yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can be in the information directory by going through list yourself as well. But if you bring on our services to do business credit, because you have access to the platform, our company will put you in list yourself. We'll put you in. It don't cost you anything. List yourself try to charge $349 a year, I believe. Phone directory. Maryland.gov, search for state employee information directory. What is the number? Let's see here. What is the Okay. It's not giving me what the University of Maryland, it's not giving me what the number is for Maryland. I know it has to do with your area code and then maybe 463 then 5555.
Okay.
I think that's what it is, 463-555. I think the one with the Texas is 713. This should go keypad. 713. I don't think that's it. That's not it. That's not it. But I'll find it. I'll find it. I'll find it. I don't have to use it that often. But what is the information directory for? Let's see here. Okay. Capital contracts phone systems. He has directory directed. Okay. All right. Well, let's just, okay. I got a 1877 number. I don't remember dialing a 1877. But anyway, okay, here we see here. Maybe you got to put your area code in. Let me just dial this real quick. It's telling me here 512 473 2447. I don't know why 5555 seems to mean. Oh, that's a fax number. Okay. So what I want to tell you here is, okay, let's just move on. You know, when I get the number, I'll be able to share it with you. And I'm thinking if you could just change the area code on the front, it'll probably use it in your same area. But anyway, what happens here is this: there's a underwriter in Spokane, Washington, trying to validate your existence of your business. They're going to do it one or two ways, or three ways, or four ways. Number one, they can go to the internet, put the name of your business in to see what pops up. Number two, they're going to call information directory for your area. Number three, they'll contact the Secretary of State by going to a website and doing a lookup for your business. Number four, they'll use some other outside lookup services, just like what I just did with opencorporates.com. So therefore, they're trying to validate if it's a real business, if it's still in existence, if it's still in good standing. Then they can go ahead and go through the process of offering you business credit for your business. So I try to help people understand is that you want to cover all these bases first. Or you cover at least 7 of those bases and you can still work on the other 2 while you're going through the process of getting the business credit. And basically what my understanding is that there's 10 different ways they look up at a business. And as long as you pass the sniff test with 7 of them, you actually are good. So that's why I asked you, do you have a website? And then also you see you're with Secretary of State. And also I can see you have a commercial address. You did tell me you have a landline phone number. You didn't say about the email address. You do have other lines of credit already established with a company that's called Dun & Bradstreet?
Yeah.
Okay? So therefore, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to look up your company. I'm going to look up your company through something called Experian Business Services. Are you familiar with Experian Business Services?
I'm familiar with Experian, but not business services.
I'm saying, say it again, please.
I said I'm familiar with Experian, but not Experian Business Services.
Okay. There's 3 different companies that marks on people's credit, marks on people's business credit. 3 different companies. There's one that's called Dun & Bradstreet.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is called Experian Business Services. There's another company that's called Equifax Business Services. So, see here. Just state you're in Maryland. The city is Oxon Hill. I'm saying you're looking it up for my company. It says here, get report. Okay, now, are you familiar with, okay, they do have you listed in here twice. Are you familiar with New Beginnings? No, you're All New Beginnings.
Yeah, New Beginnings is my company too.
All New Beginnings is your company?
Both of them.
Okay.
I just haven't been using the other one because it was a nonprofit that I was starting.
And I have an address of 12652 Council Oak Drive in Waldorf, Maryland?
No.
Okay, there's a New Beginnings that's in Waldorf, Maryland.
Yeah, no, that's not me.
Okay, so I'm going to send you a text of these 2 companies here that I do see. I don't know if I can send something to you while I'm on the phone with you. Well, I'll just take a picture for you. I've never seen you text pictures, so you don't come up in my phone. Let me see if I can see it. Let's see. Okay, so when you see this,
Computer in there.
You're going to see one company at the bottom that's going to say with trade line.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know that that company has trade lines that's being reported. And yours, you do not currently have any trade lines that's being reported. You do not have any trade lines being reported.
And that's crazy.
301 343 7713. Okay. Why you say that's crazy?
One, I mean, I just paid office rent for 5 years. That could have been on there to help me. And then I have a Quill account, and I thought Quill always reported.
Quill reports to Dun & Bradstreet. Let me see if they report to let me see if they report to to Experian as well. Now, when I just sent you, that is for your Experian Business Services.
Okay. I missed what you said. Can you say it again, please?
That what I just sent you is for your Experian Business Services credit report.
Okay.
Now, I'm logging into my system to see if Quill reports to Experian, but I do know they report to Dun & Bradstreet.
Okay.
The screenshot I sent you shows that there's no or companies that's reporting.
Okay.
There's no company reporting to Experian for your company.
Okay.
Add client bill my business credit. Okay, we go right here. So Quill is in the tier number 2. Let me see here. would like to showing. So who else do you have? You have Uline?
No.
Okay. Who else do you use?
I just started with the Quill because I knew that was one of them. I know. Where did I write?
Are you sure it's a business account? Because Quill do have personal accounts as well.
No, it was a business account.
People I talked to think that it is a business account, but really it's a personal account.
Well, I put it in I put it all new beginnings.
Well, how do you get invoice?
Let me pull up one and see. Let me see what these emails they send say. Let me see if I can find a bill. Invoice. It says account details, all new beginning LLC. I got a different address.
Okay.
I got my other office address.
Now, let's send you something. Online, it does show that they do report to Dun & Bradstreet and Experian, which I did send you that information about.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem here is that if it's not showing, and I'm looking at the Experian, because when I can look up different businesses, see if anything's reporting, that lets me know that even if you have a business name, even if your business name is on that invoice, in their system, you might be set up as a personal account and not a business account.
Okay.
So, just give you a little FYI. Let me see here. This is Quill right here. So you got that. All new beginnings, Tanya Thompson lines, balance, account number. Do you how much do you pay do you pay it when you order, or how do you pay it?
They invoice me and then I pay it.
They invoice you and then you pay it. Okay. Do you have it invoices? Have you ever paid over 100? How long have you had this account? Let me ask you that.
I just started this account. Like I said, I was just in May. I was just starting to build it. I knew, like I even just went on and pulled my Dun & Bradstreet and all that. So I was just starting to do it on my own. Because I knew, Uline. I knew a couple of T-shirt companies, and I got it written in my notes somewhere. Other different companies to apply for.
Okay. Now, when you did that right there, and your first order, did you remember your first order being over $100 before taxes? Or what was your largest order for this?
No, I haven't. I just started. I haven't ordered nothing because I wasn't working. I wasn't making no money. I think it was only like $60. It wasn't over 100.
Okay. All right. Well, let me tell you what the qualifying rules are. In order to qualify for a credit account to mark on business credit, with Quill, your first order or an order has to be over $100 to trigger the system to report. You can get all kind of invoices for $50, $70, $80, $90. I went in there and I put in, they have toilet paper, 92 rolls of toilet paper for $60. Think about this. Quill is an industrial account. Janitorial supplies. They're thinking that if you place an order, you're placing an order for your whole office building. You have a staff of 5, 6, 7 people. So when you order, they're going to give it to you in bulk. So $60 for 92 rolls, that's a hell of a deal. There's no store can compete with that. So you're getting this type of bathroom tissue. So I put in there I ordered that, and I put in some paper towels. It came up to be $98. I go through this training in my office with people all the time that sign on with us, and I have to show them because they're thinking that these accounts are going to mark, and if you don't meet the company's requirements, it's not going to mark. They'll keep sending you invoices, you keep paying, they'll keep the account open, but if you don't cross over and meet their qualification, they're not going to take the extra time to push it over to get it reported. So these orders of $100 before taxes, $100 before shipping. I had an order go that I set up. It was $98. It did not allow it to be invoiced. The moment I add on one more thing, I think I added on a pack of pens for $12. It pushed it over $100. The button that says invoice me came up so it can actually get reported.
Okay.
But those are some of the trainings that you go through if you pick up our services for business credit. And we can actually share with you how to make that work. Are you in front of a computer right now?
No, I'm not.
Okay, all right. So I wish we can do time, which I don't know what that thing called, not FaceTime, but I'll take look at a screenshot to show you some of the accounts that we have. And so that way you can see these companies.
What kind of phone are you on? You got an Android or Apple?
Android.
Well, you can call me on the Android. You can do Duo.
Okay, all right. I'm doing it now.
Let me give you the Android number.
301-343-7713?
That's the Apple number.
Oh, that's Apple.
Oh, there it is. You calling though. It's working.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. It went to work. I didn't think that they worked like that.
Me either.
Okay, here, let me show you on my computer. See, we have all these different companies. We have all these different companies for that offer business credit. So, and as you can see here, they're in different stages. Let me do this real quick. Control 0. Okay, so they're in different stages. You got to set your foundation up. Remember all those questions I was asking you first.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as all those questions I was asking you first, see here it says business name, it says business address, business entity, EIN number, phone listing. So you want to try to get all green check marks. So when you start the program, you had all the tests for everything, even information directory 411. They want to know what your business phone number is. Do you have a business phone number? What's the most important when it comes to business phone number? Information directory 411. Keep in mind, unfortunately, cell phone numbers cannot be enlisted in information national 411 directory. We can list your business phone number if you choose one for your recommendation, from our recommendation below. The companies we recommend allow you to list the numbers in the 411 rate. You have to you choose. So in other words, they're really telling you have to have your business listed. See, I got a business phone number. As you can see, I got a business fax number. I got a 1-800 number as well. And I'm with this company called UMA. If you want, but you already say you have that, but it's okay. So what it does here, it says continue the next step. So what this company is doing here, they're vetting you out. So therefore, when you start to get these business lines of credit, so therefore you are already past this that the business website, business email. So you go through and you get all these green check marks. But once you get the green check marks, now you can start building the business credit. So it has it in 4 different tiers, as you can see. Now, if you look here, it says apply with 3 trade accounts. It says here, welcome to tier 1. You need at least 3 trade accounts reporting on your business credit to qualify for the accounts in tier number 2. So if you could think about it, 3 in first account. In order to go from 2 to go to 3, you need to have at least 6 reporting. In order to go from tier 2 to go to tier 3, you need to have at least a total of 9 reporting. To go from tier 3 to go to tier 4, you need to have at least 12 reporting. So it even tells you to make sure your vendors report, make your purchase over $50. It tells you it typically takes 30 to 90 days to complete this step in your payments to report in business credit. But it all depends on when you pay your invoice. As you can see here, we got these companies. I passed all the sniff tests because I already have all my stuff that's recommended. So therefore, it says recommended, recommended, recommended. Some people's account says not recommended. But the most important thing here, see, it says reports to Dun & Bradstreet, reports to Experian. It says here there is no personal guarantee for these accounts. Here's another 3 group of accounts. All these are different accounts that you can get for your business once you actually pass the sniff test with your business setup. These different accounts is here. This is a gas card. That's a gas card right there. These are gas cards. This right here is an industrial supply in Uline. You know what that is. And this right here does little like novelty stuff, like you can make bracelets and necklaces and stuff like that, jewelry stuff. Come on down. These are gas cards right here. Westfield. This is a Granger. They actually have like tools and things. Mm-hmm. Here's Advanced Auto. Here's a bank that'll offer you a revolving credit card for your business. Here's Pilot Flying J. Here's KeyBank. It'll offer you a credit card as well for your business. We used to have GM here. Here's GM. GM card is in here. They offer you 0% interest for this card right here. Now watch this. If you say here, you want to go for this account right here, as soon as you click learn more, it'll tell you exactly what it takes in order for you to get that account. It says good standing with the Secretary of State, IRS, business matching everywhere, Dun & Bradstreet number, business license, bank account, business address on Dun & Brad should match the Secretary of State and IRS records. Look what it says. Minimum purchase to report is $65. So these accounts got minimums which you have to do in order for you to get them to report. So really, all you got to do is just go ahead and hit apply, and then therefore you can actually apply for it because you already messed the sniff test with the business. Let me go up here to Uline, because Uline is a little unique. I think Uline, you got to do a minimum of 50. It don't even tell you on here anymore, but we do realize and go by our process is that Uline, the minimum is $50 in order for them to report. So when you look at things that's in tier 1, you got things that's in tier 2. Now we have 21 companies in tier number 1 that does report. There's 11 companies that does not require you to have a personal guarantee. Tier 2, we have basically about the same. As you can see, this one right here says no personal guarantee. This is no personal guarantee. I have this card right here. It's A to B. It's a fuel card. And it does report. I have this one right, Roadflex right here. It's a fuel card as well. You got office water. This right here is like an office supply account. So each one of these different companies, when you go into them, it'll tell you exactly what you need to do in order for you to report. Like this Office Governor, see, it says a membership fee is $69. The minimum purchase is $45. So even if you pay $69, you're doing $25 orders, they're not going to report because it's not met their minimum. So our company, what it does here is that it actually has vet all these different companies out to make sure that you get the reporting that you're looking for. This one right here is a revolving credit card for a bank. Here's Quick Trip. Here's Wayfair, United Rentals. All these different companies here are part of the platform that you can get business credit with. Here's just a few companies that I'm with, right here. Here's Flying J's. As you can see, I got $6,000 a month in fuel, no personal guarantee. AT&T, I got $1,000 a month I can use with no personal guarantee. Sam's Club, I got $8,000 with no personal guarantee. I have Fuel Man, $2,500, no personal guarantee. Uline, $750. Quill, $500. Westfield, Supply Works, Granger, Advanced Auto. I have NTB Tire, A to B is not on here. Fuel Fleet is not on here, but I have about 17 different lines of credit for my business using this process, and they all do report. When you go from tier 2 to tier 3, it's just more or less companies are over here. Some companies say they do not do business with you, not unless you already have credit established. So it tells you exactly, welcome to tier 3. Your goal is to get at least 9 trade accounts reporting on your business credit to move past tier 3. There's this company called Capital and Tap. They offer you up to $50,000 on this credit card. This is a really good card for your business right here. It tells you exactly what you need to do. So what we try to do is we try to help people have an annual revenue of at least $30,000. It does a soft pull on your person's credit. You need to be in business for 6 months. It does report to Experian, as you can see here. But when you go and you use, see what happens here when you go to our system, the URL up here goes through a very unique identification. And so therefore they know you come through our system. So therefore you've been vetted out. See this card right here? It says up to a $50,000 credit limit. Applying will not impact your credit. Crown office supplies. And we just go on and on and on. Only thing different really between tier 1 and tier 2, tier 3 and tier 4, it's just tier 2 and 3 and 4. They want you to have more and more credit showing before you can actually get companies in that tier program to give you credit. Tier 4 is very, very unique because they offer automobile financing only using your company's EIN number. So if you actually look here, you got Ali Car Finance. Ali Car Finance, they report to Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax. No personal guarantee. So in other words, it only goes by your company's EIN number. Ford, same thing, only by your company's EIN number. But you have to have 9 trade lines reporting before they can actually do business with you in that type of capacity. Even Apple is on here. Let me see here. I have a good friend. He was actually want to open up a call center. Dell gave him $40,000 as a line of credit so he can buy a bunch of laptops and desktop computers to set up his call center. It'll tell you exactly what it takes in order to get that account with Dell. 2 to 3 years in business, but doesn't have to be. Business address on the Dun & Bradstreet to match the Secretary of State documents. Business license applicable, business address matching, EIN number, IRS. Nothing on here says you have to have a social security number. They don't look at socials. They only look at your business. That's the beautiful thing about this whole program and this whole process in order to get the business credits you're looking for.
So what is the cost and what would it take for you to be to collab where I'm sending businesses to you to build their business credit? Like, how could we work this?
Well, we actually do a
affiliate.
We do an affiliate program where we do an affiliate program where the client has to, I want to show you one more thing real quick. Do you remember that lady named, do you remember her? She was there?
Who?
Tola?
I remember the name, but not the person.
Okay.
Which one was she? I have a photographic memory.
She is the young lady that was, she's a doctor that's in, I want to say she's in Maryland as well. I think she's in Maryland. I think she's in Maryland.
I think she's in Delaware. She was sitting on the couch with me. African?
Yes.
Yes, I remember. She was sitting on the couch with me. She in Delaware, I think.
She's in Delaware? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So she's in Delaware. Okay. So I'm not trying to tell her business, but I'm trying to show you the magnitude of what we are able to do with several different people and how we're able to make things happen. able to do with her is not only help her to, well, we actually started with her with business credit cards for her business. And you see how much she's already gotten funded so far?
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at those limits, so this is a GM card right here. It's a GM Business MasterCard. She got 0% interest for 12 months. Chase Inc. Unlimited, 0% for 12 months. Bank of America Travel, 0% interest for 9 months. Middlesex Savings Bank gave her a Visa card, 0% interest for 18 months. So this is the GM for $40,000. This is the Chase for $37,000. Bank of America gave her $15,000. Middlesex gave her $9,000. It gave her a total of $101,000. Now, when I go back over here to my business credit program, and I look, that's the same GM card that we have in the system here. When I scroll down, this GM card right here. Now, I'll show you exactly what it takes in order to get that card. Good standing with the Secretary of State, EIN number, IRS, business address, Dun & Bradstreet, business license, business bank account, business references, their trade contract. Personal guarantee is required and does a soft pull. But it does a soft pull. So if you don't qualify, it's no big deal because it only did a soft. But the whole purpose of this and the whole point of it is having access to the capital. So when you look at the requirements and shows on their website, 0% interest for the first 12 months. Thereafter, so we'll go to a variable rate of 19 to 29%. But I tell people, don't worry about the interest because the first 12 months you're going to use this card. And then after 12 months, you'll get other cards you can just roll the balances to. No big deal. But this is the GM MasterCard right here that she actually got approved for. So it shows in our system. Now, this is what we do, is that when someone pays for our program, is that, sometimes they'll show you the two different cards, and then I don't know why they didn't show me this time, maybe because of the way I went in there, but anyway, is that when someone pays for this program here, I'll show you what the cost is. And we actually, so we go to our website, and down here at the bottom it says business credit plans and prices. To have access to all of the different business credit programs that you have that I showed you there, and all those programs are over $150,000 of business credit. You can increase the limits and do a lot of other things. The full package program is $25.95. $25.95. Now, what we do here is we have 8 ladies that sit in the call center that helps you, call you in order to get these accounts to get approved, and they help out to strategize. Is that we take $25.95, we take $250 and we pay it back to the referral person who has an affiliate with us. Take $25. Now, if a person says they don't have the $25.95, so this right here gives you access to over 99 different companies. That's part of that platform. We do have another program where you can actually get only 3 credit accounts at $150. We have another program, we give 5 business credit accounts, that's $1,000. 7 credit accounts is $1,500. 10 accounts is $1,850. So we basically take about 25% of the money here and we actually pay it out to individuals. Then there's a low factor rate, and then it comes out to be maybe about 15%. We pay about 15% on these right here. Most of our affiliates, they actually want to get paid out this money here, so we have very, very little people that actually refer us these type of such accounts down here. We have a majority of people refer to have access to the whole platform, so they can have their own login. Yeah, so see that they're actually take out some companies here. So therefore, a person can either get access to 99 companies, they can have access to either 10 companies, they have access to 7 companies, 5 companies, or 3 companies. 2, 3, 6, 7, 13. So it's 45. Okay, so what I'm doing here is that I noticed that there's less companies in tier number 1, and they change all the time. So the companies change all the time. You know, sometimes they'll turn it on and they say, hey, we don't care if somebody has credit, and sometimes they say that they do. So there's 3 companies, there's 6, there's 9, there's 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33. That's 33 companies in 3. And so just add up one more tier, which is 4. That's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. That's 30. Okay. So when you look at it, we have 19 companies in tier 1, 45 companies in tier 2, 33 companies in tier 3, and 30 companies in tier 4. So 9 and 8 is 17. See, 3 is 6, 4 is 10, 11, 12. So basically, we have 172 companies that does mark on your business credit. And that's the advantage of the full program. Even Costco mark on your Dun & Bradstreet and Equifax. And they give you a line of credit to actually work to buy stuff from their stores. Regions Bank, they have a revolving credit card. There's no personal guarantee on the card for your business. But what you have to do here is if you have at least, I think it's in tier number 4, you got to at least have some credit that's actually marked on your business credit already. 2 years in business, 2 years of business tax returns, personal credit guarantee, but minimum score is 660. Does a hard pull. I don't recommend people do anything with a hard pull. You see that, right?
Yes, barely,
Okay.
but I can see.
I don't recommend people do things with a hard pull. All of this stuff's to ask for, you know, that you're set up with the Secretary of State of Texas. I mean, Secretary of State in which you're doing your business in. So our program is designed to give you access to this platform. Is to give you access to the platform so you can actually get all the different lines of credit. And the credit card.
But what can we do? Because I don't have $2,500 right now.
You said what now?
What can we do? Because I don't have $2,500 right now.
Well,
I told you I ain't been working.
One of the problems is that I'm having, and this is one of the problems that I'm having.
That most people don't have the 25. Is that what you're saying?
What now?
You said that's the problem that you're having, that most people don't have the 25.
No, the problem I have is that people are not paying their invoices, and I don't like playing the bad guy role. I don't know exactly what happened with the phone, but
Which one you talking about?
Are you able to see me still?
No.
Okay, I don't know exactly what happened. I think I had can't do video calls right now. I don't know why they do that.
Let me hang up. Maybe it's because you still got me on here. Let me hang up. Try it again.
Okay. Want me to call you back?
Yeah. I mean, if you're showing me something. Yeah, that time it didn't go to the Android.
It didn't do it?
No,
Wow.
it went straight back to the Apple. That was weird that you was able to do that.
Client dashboard. Yeah.
I wonder if I could call you back on it. Let me try to call you.
Yeah. It said something, a missed call video.
It's saying it's dialing. It said you didn't answer.
Okay. Let me hang up and you call me.
Okay. I can't hear you though. Let me see. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, wait a minute. It says Bluetooth. Hold up. I don't know what Bluetooth that is. Let me turn that off.
So this is one of my newest clients right here. And it shows here August 16th. I put this client in. He has a business called Blazing New Wave. Are you able to see this?
Barely.
I don't know why this screen, your screen looks like it's blue. Okay, there you go.
Okay.
So this guy, what he did is, he actually used our program. He only paid $150 towards it. Actually, $750 he paid towards my company to use our company's address. He got a website from us as well. He did everything to make his company look legitimate online. So when someone finds him, so you can look him up and you'll see our and my business address on it. He used the program. He has an open invoice.
What if I could help you with that?
I'm open.
Because you know I'm a business strategist, right?
Okay.
What system are you using for your payment?
How much does that say is right there? It says overdue?
Yes. What'd that say? 2000. Yes, 2175.
2175. Okay.
Go over to the left for me. Let me see right over to the left. Nope, that's to the right. That's the right. I want to see the left. Go over some more to the left. That's what I want to see. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So this guy, what he did here is business trade lines, 99 plus trade line access using business credit suite, $25.95, done in Bradstreet. He got a website and hosting, $260. He decided he wanted to split his payments up for financing. So his balance was $29.95.
Mm-hmm.
He only paid $750.
Mm-hmm.
$750. Remember that name, Blazing New Wave. So, Blazing New Wave, you see that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You see what it says, the status, it says suspended, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I suspended him because he didn't make any more payments to us. But look what he got. The General Motors card,
Mm-hmm.
he got $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
Flying J's, the fuel card, Flying J's, he got $3,000.
Mm-hmm.
Credible, a company called Credible, they gave him $1,500 for his business. JJ Gold gave him $3,300 for his business. Granger gave him $1,000. Quill gave him $1,000. Uline gave him $750. HD Supply gave him $1,000. So I'm sharing with you that our program really does work.
Mm-hmm.
You got all these approvals. All these greens are approvals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But remember, he has an open balance with us of $2,100
Mm-hmm.
that he hasn't paid.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the problem that I'm having with the system, is that people says, and they're thinking, okay, if I only pay 1 month, then therefore, if I only pay 1 month, then therefore, I don't have to pay again because I can get so much credit in that first month. So is that 10 and 3, that's 13, that's 14, 15, 16, 17, that's 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh, that's about $22,000 in business credit he's gotten from us for only making $750 payment.
But do you have?
And really, the $750 didn't.
Well, there's a couple things. One, you already know it ain't gonna last because he ain't paid y'all, so he ain't gonna pay nobody else. That's number one. But number two, you need your payment. So, do you have his payment stuff? Like when someone pays you, are we going in the system and putting in our own stuff, or are you collecting that data?
No, because what he does is I send him an invoice and he just pays the invoice. So he paid the $750, and so therefore all I do is I just send him a invoice. So this right here is an invoice, and I have to go in. Nice teeth. His part.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
you see, I'm
an
intrigued
invoice,
by
so
this because I had a banging headache and I was gonna lay down, but you got me intrigued. So the reason that I'm saying because you sharing with me and this is what we do, I feel like we're building a rapport. There are ways that you can build them and automatically build them where they can't stop until it's paid. And that's what I would do with the people that's on a payment plan versus the people that pay you in full.
Okay. So
what we can do,
I guess
what we can do is set it up where the people that's on the payment plan, they don't get to stop paying until you get to keep charging and withdrawing until it's paid.
Okay. How does I just don't want to have any chargebacks. You know, I don't need to get flagged for chargebacks because the way my system is made, the way this system is designed is that people receive the invoice and they have to put their card in. I don't have something called a blind swipe.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's what this is what I'm trying to tell you. If they need, because on this system, can't you create a discount code or something? Like if you were putting me on, you could create a discount code for me where I could pay what your fee is versus the 25, correct?
I don't understand what you're saying. What do you mean by that?
Okay, let me say it like this. Let's say, first of all, the $25.95 is a upsell cost. If you were bringing me in at a wholesale cost, or even put in an offer code, so that I didn't pay $25.95, right? You hear what I'm saying? Let's just say you were only going to charge me $500. Say, you know what, Tanya? Boom, you bring me so much business. Your system is only going to be $500, right?
Okay.
So that means you would have to put an offer code in the system for the $2,000. You following me so far?
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
So now what we would do is the systems that I know that will automatically charge these people and take the money from whatever payment they give you, we would set them up over there because they need a payment plan.
So what was the name of the payment plan company then?
Well, there's plenty of places that you could do that with.
Well, I've been trying to find a company that would do payment plans. I've been trying to find a company that would do financing for my type of program. I was only able to find out, and my company was interviewed, or I got calls, and they asked me that I have several companies that only do contracting, like do bathrooms and kitchens and siding and roofs. Because and I say, well, how do you handle when a person doesn't pay? They said, well, we put a lien against the home. Then they also got companies out there will actually give you money like student loans for higher education. So therefore, they actually would put it on person's credit. The problem with my company is that I don't have 600 people every month that I need to report something on a credit. Now, if I can report to someone's credit, I'll be happy to, say, hey, look, if you don't make the payment.
You going too far to what I'm saying to you. I'm saying that if I gave you my banking right now, you set it up where no matter what, it's automatically charging. See, because there's two things that I would say. The first one is I've signed up for a program. I no longer wanted the program, but it was coming out. It was coming out my account every month, regardless. I couldn't stop it. It automatically happened, and that's what I'm telling you to do. You could just do that yourself. I mean, I would help you, but we could just do that.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you something. When I first started getting with this program, see, this program is actually when I first started this, and I did that, I got hit with so many chargebacks and things. I was going back and forth with PayPal, and I say, look, they have access to my system. Just because a credit card don't, but they said, but the client is saying they're denying the charge. I said, but they have access to my system. I don't care what the client says, they still have access to the system. So I had to give all that stuff up to PayPal investigators whatsoever, and they say, well, unfortunately, you're charging these things without the client putting them in themselves. You have to have it to the point where the client receives the invoice. The client needs to go in and put it in. They just don't get automatic charge. Because see, my system is actually charging them like $750 every single month. And, it's just, I got hit with so many chargebacks. So I started suspending a couple of people's accounts for that. So I have to figure out a way to mitigate my risk. I got to figure out a way in order to reduce my risk. So, and even if
part of that I can help you with, it just, we have to set me up so that I can see what it is. Like I need to either be with you and see what it is if you don't trust me enough to do it with me. But this is what I do. I'm in finance. Like I've been in finance 33 plus years. So one of the things is, have you tried prepaid legal? Having them, because it's only $35 a month, and let them do it. Because these people are dealing with credit, so they're not going to want anything to hit their credit, because then it defeats whatever they did pay.
Well, that's the reason why I came up with the program to do this. That's the reason why I came up with the program to do this. Now, let me show you this real quick.
Okay.
I'm not trying to tell you about all my challenges and stuff, but it's just business.
No, that's what I'm here for. I mean, you helping me, I'm going to help you back.
You see that fee right there?
Mm-hmm.
See that?
Mm-hmm.
Every month, I fight to get that right there from these folks here. I fight to get that every month, $7,365. That's a collectible amount that I have to collect from people on a monthly basis. This guy right here just came in. That 2100, as you see, he's on my board right there. 2100, Blazing New Wave, number 2. So these are some people that I've done work in trying to collect on as well. So I'm running a business, and I need the business to come in so I can stay alive. But I just got to figure out a way to have these people make their payments. And I don't think that I can just charge people cards, and then if they call up and they do a chargeback, now I'm getting blackballed and I'm getting a black eye from my credit processing companies.
So part of the problem is, what are you having these people sign?
They basically are signing an agreement that they're willing to make their payments, and it basically is just between them and my company, their company and my company.
I need to see your agreement. I need to see what your agreement is that you're sending and having them sign, because I don't believe, and I've been, like I told you, I've been in finance for 30 something years. Like half those companies on your screen, I basically was a broker for them. LI, Ford, Quill, Griner, all of those type of companies, right? And with those companies, they're net 30 companies, net 30, net 60, net 90 companies, right? But one of the major things, if we're having people sign an agreement, right, but this is their amount that they have to pay, the next step would then send that contract to your, your lawyer, whoever prepaid legal is for Texas, and let them handle it from there. But it's just, you're only paying $35 a month to let them handle that for you. But we can set that up as an automatic thing. We can set it up because I'm familiar with the Blue Wave system. We're all using that system. They just give it a different name. But with that, you can set it up, because I set up people to automatic get charged.
I understand that, but I don't know how much they pay automatically. They pay $1,000. They pay $700. I mean, how much they pay automatically? When you set them up like that.
Listen, this is why, and I'm not trying to be funny, but you need a person that's what they do, and put them on suspension. I mean, now in your case, they already got the credit and they got approved, but he didn't make a payment when?
What? Yeah, what now?
He got that. He didn't get all those approved in the first month, did he?
Yes, he did. Oh, absolutely. Yes, he did.
Okay. So he got everything.
Yes, he did.
So I would
look at the approval. That approval, they said August 1st. August 1st. August 1st. When somebody sits with me, I show them. Because what my program does, it says here, what my program shows is, it shows that, okay, let me go here. I can show you here. People ask me all the time, well, what kind of guarantees that I have? I have a 30-day guarantee that if you don't receive any business credit in your first 30 days, you get all your money back.
Okay.
So what I do is I sit down when a person comes in, whether it's 2 people, 3 people, 5 people, whatever. I don't get too many people that pay for the whole package. But then when I do get those, I put on a payment plan, they still come in and they sit. So what I do here is I get them like 8 accounts within like 2.5 hours.
So let me ask you this, Mark. What would have been the minimum amount that you would have felt like you needed to feel like you got what you was supposed to get? I know you want the 25, but what would be the minimum that you feel like before you suspended this account, you got your fair share?
What would be the minimum amount?
Yes.
Let's say he didn't have to do the grant program, because I did add the grant program, and the grant program basically is $9.95. So it could have been $24.95. $24.95 would have been it. He still have access to the whole platform. He gets all these different lines of credit here.
You didn't understand my question. Let me rephrase it. I want to know, right now you feel stiff, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So my question to you is, what is the bare minimum that Mark needed to be paid to not feel stiff for this $15,000 worth of credit that this man got in 1 month?
$24.95.
Okay. So you have a decision to make. Either they don't get access until they have gotten to that dollar amount, or you give them access tier 1. I think you said there was a tier for $9.99. Like me coaching you, I'm about to coach you so you can coach me back. I'm about to give you this free. What I would do with you is, listen, huh?
Okay.
What'd you say? There's no what? What you was going to say?
What I'm going to say is this. So this is what I always had in place. I say, hey, look, if you don't have the $25.95, then you can actually just only get 3 trade lines. So his $750 really would have gave him 3 trade lines, and that's it.
Right.
But because he also had on there, we use our website platform for his website, web page. We only charge him $260 a year. So I went ahead and accepted the $750, took out the $260 to put it towards the website, and then the remaining balance I applied towards this system here. What I really should have done is say, hey, look, if you only got $750 to pay, then you only get 3 trade lines.
Exactly. That's what I was getting ready to say. Yep. That's what I was going to say.
This conversation, and he promised me on his mama, he promised me on his daughter, he promised me on his dead dog that he would not be one of these people who are like this on my wall.
Right.
I mean, the guy sat right there in my chair.
Are you able to freeze his website? What can you do about the website?
Well, The 750, he paid to 750.
No.
I'm not going to do anything with the website.
I'm asking you, since he owes you this money, I know you suspended his business account, but woo. What about his website since it's on your platform? Can you do anything about the website?
Well, I have to make a decision here. Once again, he paid $750. I applied to $750 towards the $260 for the website.
I know that, but what I'm saying to you is
the remaining balance I applied towards the business credit program.
I get what you did with it, but I'm asking you now, can you reverse that so that, can you pause the website? Just like you suspended this account, can you pause the website is what I'm asking.
I probably could, but I'm not trying to get into a battle war where he calls up his credit card company and now I get a charge back for $750. I mean, he may be pissed off and mad at me because I suspended it, but I'm not trying to create an ultimate asshole, if I can say it that way.
But that's why I'm telling you. That's why I'm telling you to use your prepaid legal and let the attorneys deal with that, so you don't have to deal with that. Because he did get a service, and you can prove that he got a service. You can prove that he got these credit lines based upon your system. So you got work done. So there wouldn't be a.
I understand.
Okay.
I understand everything that you're saying. I really do. I've been doing this for 8 years. I totally understand what you're saying. Mm-hmm. But that don't mean nothing. When I'm talking to a credit card processing company called Square, where a guy has gotten $6,000 worth of services and things from me.
Shoot, it means something when I'm the client. They've been giving. They don't pay. They didn't give me my money back. I just paid $145, right? To take, and we couldn't go. They said the new rules. So when is the last time you tried this? I know that's how you felt then, but because so much is happening now, when is the last time you tried it now? Because they surely, I've been fighting these companies.
Last time I tried it, I don't understand.
Huh? What you say?
When now?
When is the last time you tried it? I ask you this. This is what I do. Give me the list of the people that have not paid, and I'm going to call as your collection agency and see what I can get paid. And if I get it, and you just give me a portion to pay for my system. Can we do that?
I kind of got this woman that's in Tampa, Florida. She's actually supposed to be doing that right now. We got a little bit of a business together because we got a government contract between each other. And okay. I asked her, I said, hey, look, maybe they don't want to hear from a guy. Maybe they'll hear from a woman because you have a softer voice, a softer output and outlook. How about you call a few of my clients? And then she actually called this Blazing New Wave, and his phone was turned off. And so I said, that's impossible. His phone cannot be turned off. So I called it with my desk phone, my UMA, my office phone, my business phone. And sure enough, the doggone phone was turned off. Now, that was like Sunday. I didn't even do anything for the rest of this week right here. I got to just keep moving forward. I can't cry over spilled milk. I have to continue moving forward with my business. I don't have time to go back and forth whatsoever. I mean,
Mark, this is the problem I have with men. I'm just going to be 100 with you. This is why I'm coaching women. Men, y'all are very good at your craft, but y'all don't do the back end stuff. You make money in the front end. If you don't collect it on the back end, there's no reason to really make money on the front end because it's going out just as fast.
Well, that's the reason why. And I'm only sharing that with him, because he's the one that I have a problem with over the last 30 days. Anybody between 30 days ago all the way to January, I always ran people through this program here. I don't accept people make payments anymore. If they don't have all the money, then they get thrown into one of these lower tiers right here. So if a person says, hey, man, I got $800 a year, and I said, well, great, you get 3 trade lines. Oh, man, can I have access? I got a lady right now. She's a comedian. She told me, she said, well, can I have access to the platform? I said, of course you can have access to the platform. I told her, I said, listen, you paid $750. You got 3 trade accounts. You just got to pay the difference between $750 and $25. Once you pay the difference between that, then you have access to the platform. She's like, no, I wouldn't have access to the platform now. I said, well, unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. Only people who have access to the platform are those who pay all the money. Now, I only drew the line in the sand with this guy and let this guy cross over because he's got a website from me. He's using my office address. He's actually, I'm doing a trade. I'm helping him and showing his wife that to get their taxes done in order for them to actually be in position to buy another house. So I got more things with him, and he's been paying all those other invoices. So therefore, I felt as though I could trust him by making monthly payments.
Right.
But
Just your way of just telling me, no, you ain't gonna help me because he stiffed you instead of me helping you. You saying no?
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I have to figure out a way in order for me to limit my risk, my exposure, because I've already been gotten so many times. I'm collecting $7,300 on one board. I got $2,100 on this. I got my other list of things over here. Well, actually, these healthcare things right here. This guy did pay me. He paid me this $818 already. He did pay me this $260. That right there is actually gone. This guy Juan, he still owes Monty said. So I only got $409, $2175, and $500 right here. But I'm just simply just saying I have to figure out a way to limit my exposure. I have to figure out a way to limit my exposure. If I can figure out a way to limit my exposure, which I think is the best way, is to come up with this right here. I even called my company.
I agree. That's what I was going to tell you to do. I think that's an excellent way, for sure. For sure. That is exactly what I was getting ready to tell you. I think that, as they pay, they get more tiers. I think that's an excellent way to do it.
Yeah. So when I run this right here, and people come in,
but that's a lot. That's a lot higher. Those tiers are a lot higher. Because you said they can get everything for $25, and I see 8 is only 8 is $1,850. Am I right? I see three ones.
Well, it's actually a typo. It's supposed to be 10. It's supposed to be 10 trade lines and not 8.
Well, I wasn't even talking about the trade line. I'm talking about the pricing. I look like I'm seeing 35 something, 3,000 something.
No. Okay, look.
Okay.
So if a person wants 3 trade lines, they pay $750.
Mm-hmm.
If they want 5 trade lines, they only pay $1,000. Mm-hmm. If they only want 7 trade lines, they pay $1,500. If they want 10 trade lines, they pay $1,850.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So when a person comes, let's just say pick up 7 trade lines for $1,500, they got 7 trade lines, they get reporting and things like that. And that person comes back to me and say, hey, look, those 7 trade lines, I got a credit card, one of those trade lines for $15,000. And I'm like, okay, well, great, cool. And then they say, well, I want to go ahead and take $1,000 and get 5 more trade lines. So because they picked up the $1,000 and they already paid the $15,000, both those together make $25,000. We will give them their own access to the platform of the $25.95.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying now.
Okay. So they can build up to it. Somebody say, hey, I want 3 trade lines. That's $1,750. Then they come back and they say, hey, I want 10 trade lines. I make 13 trade lines together. So $750 plus the $1,850 should come close to $25.95. So guess what? We'll give them access to the platform.
Now,
that's what I've been running all summer.
Well,
you said what?
I was getting ready to ask you. I see something about the grants. What do you help with that? I had this other girl saying she helped people write the grants and stuff for that.
Yeah, I've helped people. I mean, I've got myself over $82,000 in grants. Yeah, I've gotten over $82,000 in grants myself personally.
Okay. So what do I need to do? When I get access to the platform, that's just for my credit stuff. That's not for the people that I want to help build their business credit, right?
That's right. That's right. Now, I'm going to say it like this. I can't tell you. No, that's exactly right. You can only put one company's name into the system at a time. You cannot put more than one company's name into the system. You can only put one company's name.
Okay. So what you was getting ready to tell me? You was getting ready to tell me something else.
Well, so when it says foundation, fundability, foundation, and person going to say, well, I don't know if my business qualifies. So you got to basically, what I learned to do is to ask these questions, and I have them on my brochure. This is a brochure that I made up, and I use this to actually showcase the program. So when people look at the business setup, in this column right here, it says complete business setup.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, they have all those things they need to do is the same thing that's like right here on the screen. So when I talk to somebody and I have this brochure in front of me because I'm closing them, I say, these are the things that we're going to be helping you to set up. Do you have a website? No. Do you have a phone number? No. Do you have a corporate address? No. Do you have this? No. Do you have an LLC filing? Yes. So now I know in my office structure, I can give them a phone line. I can give them a web page. I can give them a professional email. I can give them a corporate address. So all those things helps them to get qualified, to get all these green check marks so they can start building and getting the credit.
Okay. Oh, Jesus. All right, Mark. I'm just trying to think what we can do for me. Okay. I got to figure out what to do with this S corp.
Right. I totally
You
understand.
said you got
I
somebody that you can refer me to.
Yeah, I can refer you. There's a guy by the name of Alfred White. What he does is he owns his own H&R Block franchise, and he owns his own H&R Block franchise, and so he does corporate taxes. He does corporate filings.
But he understands what your structure is and what you are recommending the people to do, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I collaborate with him just about every day. I can call him right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to, like I said, I don't want you to drop my hand, and I want to move forward with you so we can figure out what I need to do. But then also, like I said, I want to build my business credit, but I want to send business to you. I want to be able. I don't want to do it. I just want to get paid to refer you business, and you talk to my people. You can come and explain it. They can ask you questions. I just want to understand it enough that I know what I'm supposed to be doing on my end. But I want to send you, I wanted you to be my consultant. I can be your business consultant, and then we can collaborate on the people that I'm sending you. Because I got a couple people that I want to send you. I forget who I was talking to just recently. I was talking to somebody, and I was like, well, I got to reach out to Mark because we haven't had a conversation yet. But when I do these courses, part of the business credit is what I want to send them to you to do. That's why I'm trying to ask, how are you set up so that as we send people, you know who I'm sending you.
Yes.
But $250 is a little low.
What, for a referral?
Yes, for me.
Well, it's all you're doing is referring people. I'm not trying to diminish the value, but you have to understand there's 7 ladies that sit in a call center. They call these people, hold their hand, walk them through the process.
Okay.
They will say, hey, you need to get your Secretary of State documents for your certificate of filing. They say, well, I don't have it. And the lady say, well, you have to have it. If you're trying to get this $75,000, you're trying to get $40,000. I just showed you a lady got $100,000. She has a business already set up. She has it. So when they ask them for those type of documents, you better bet. If they got the type of money on the line, they're going to go get those documents. Now, if you're going to be that person going to run around and get all those documents and things like that, well, we need to have a different type of conversation. But at the same time, and I won't put them through the system. You have to do it. But at the same time, these ladies sit in the call center. There's 8
So
to 12 ladies.
I'll start out that way. I'll try that away because these people going to be going through my course, right? So part of the course is, did you get these documents? Did you do this? You see what I'm saying?
And if they don't have, some people say, well, I want to use my home address. Well, they have to understand that their home address is going to be open to the big, bad world, just like when I just told you what your address and stuff is. Anybody, everybody can see it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no privacy there. So they have to understand that. And if they don't understand it, majority of the time what happens with people, they'll understand it after the stuff gets filed. And then they say, oh, I didn't want it to be like this. Well, that's the way you filed it.
Right.
Did you pay for a corporate address? Well, no, I didn't pay for a corporate address. Well, what do you mean you didn't pay? Are you paying for your home address? Well, yeah, I pay a house note. Well, great. Then you need to pay for a corporate address. I'm inside of a building. I don't know how big it is. I'm on the 3rd floor. But, of course, I pay every month.
Right. Do you want to do what? This is what I want to do. When I'm offering this, I want you to come in and do your pitch. I want to send people to you for you to do the pitch. And then we can work out, huh?
I said, okay, all right.
And we can work out the cost on the back end. Because like I said, it's going to be part of my course for them to get.
It's going to be on a course for them to get access to your course?
No, I'm teaching the course, but part of my course is people that want to do business credit. I'm going to have you come in and talk for 30 minutes on that, and you can sign them up for the business credit side.
Okay.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to learn how to do that. You see what I'm saying? I want you to do that.
All right. Okay. All right.
But like I said, the people that I'm sending to you, we got to know what that fee is going to be, because I'm going to have them get the documents and do what they got to do. They won't need to do the call center. I just need to know what you're going to pay me for that.
Okay. Well, right now, we have it set up where a person can get paid. I think it works out like this. What is it? We have it broken down to 50 accounts. Okay? 25, 50 accounts. We have a person get paid $250 for the first 50 accounts. And then it goes to $500 for the next 50 accounts. Then we got $750 for the next 50 accounts. We have it topped out at $1,000 go in for eternity. I have never ever had anybody out of the 4 years of me doing this program where anybody has reached over 25 accounts where they turned into us. But we have those numbers out there where a person who wants to be an affiliate with us, that they get paid that for these accounts. Now, these are accounts that person actually pays the whole amount to get in, not the smaller accounts. So I have never really had somebody, but, when I'm looking at the amount of the smaller accounts, and since we're not having anyone to do the work, it's just more or less, it's just be a referral coming in and then going out to you for the money. Those numbers definitely have to be reduced a lot less. Maybe just only $100 on the accounts for the $300 for the $750, and maybe $125 for the 5 accounts. Maybe $150 for the other one. So we gotta play around with the numbers a little bit.
Okay. Well, play around the numbers. Let me know the numbers. I'm gonna start working on this side. Do you have your brochure electronically or something that you can send me?
Yeah, it's on my website. Yeah, absolutely. It's on our website.
All right, send that to me, text it to me, or what have you. And what I'm gonna do is we're gonna have what code you want to give me.
If you're on our website, now you're gonna go So if you click on brochure, which is right there, our brochure comes up.
Okay, what is my discount code or whatever you want to use?
Your discount code.
Yeah, I know in Blue Wave, because how you going to know I'm referring the person?
Oh,
I need an affiliate link or something.
Yeah.
In Blue Wave, you can give an affiliate link.
Yeah, we have systems set up like that as well. Let me see here. Where is it at? Yeah, we have a program where it says referred by. And yeah. So for your discount code, I probably just make like your first letter of your name and then the last 4 numbers of your cell phone number. Something like that. Or there would be a drop down that would actually just say your name that a person has. If you refer a lot of business to us, what I've been really, really successful in doing is just giving people their own website. Well, not a website, but a web page.
Well, give me my own web page.
So if there's been 5 referrals, that justifies us taking the time in order to do that. I just don't like to be building these things and
I know. Well, give me something, because I know I'm about to send you. Give me something. I mean, you can build the page after if that's what you want to do. Just give me a code. You just got to text it to me so that when I had these people build my flyer and stuff, because I need a link. That's what I really need. I need a link, and I'll put on my landing page the link.
Okay. All right. I'll create something for you.
All right.
I'll create something.
And in the interim, because I want you to trust me and know that I'm a woman of my word and my integrity, I'm going to do the work first. I'll start promoting and putting it out there. And then what I'll do is then ask you, once I come up out of this, to, I might can just give, part of it, and then you could build it out. You ain't got to give me access. You have to log in. That's another thing you could possibly do. Don't let the person know what they got. You got to log in. You don't have to show them what companies they have it with. You can just show them that they got approved. Just show them the approval and let them know when they make the payment. Like you're gonna have to control it. That could be another thing you do.
Well, see, here it is. Once again, the problem is that when people sign up for the program, we got these ladies that sit in a home office, and they call that customer, they call that company. They can't call me asking questions about that company. I guess they really could whatsoever, but at the same time, I'm trying to really run a business. I'm not trying to be a babysitting service for companies.
Right.
If a company can go ahead and actually pay for a doggone Maserati and they actually put $20,000 on it, but then they got a problem paying for a system that'll help their company out, I really don't need to do business with that company in the first place.
Absolutely. But if you still get them, get one of them, I would say get a slip that they fill out with their credit card information on, even though they're putting it in. And they don't have to know that you're doing it manually. Like I would just set it up to automatically do it. I mean, first of all, Charles, I don't know that I'm Charles. Listen at me, Mike, Mark. I don't know that everybody has returns. Everybody. There's not one business out here that don't have returns. Right? But
correct.
If we're doing enough business with the right enough people, that's how we also build with Square and them. They know that we running a good, legitimate business. That also helps. But in the beginning, no, they don't know you to be a good business owner with good tactics and things like that. But as you built up and your revenue and stuff is building up, that also built credibility with them so that your chargebacks are minimum, but it doesn't mean you're going to avoid ever having a chargeback.
Well, I'm trying to avoid from ever having a chargeback. I'm just going to shoot straight to you.
I know you are.
And the reason why is if I'm going to have a chargebacks with a person, I would prefer not to. And that's the reason why I didn't even do it with the lady who actually ran a comedy club. her income is sometimes it's here because she got a lot of sales that's coming in because she rent the club out and she got a sold out night. Sometimes it's down here. So in order for me to put her into a program where she's going to be paying $750 a month in order to pay this thing off, I'm like, no, I don't think I really can do. I mean, I have conversations with people before I allow them to make payments whatsoever. So therefore, I try to mitigate my risk.
Then they do I would just say they do a payment and they do another payment before they get access to the database.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm just trying. We still need the money. So at least if they make a deposit that's non-refundable, you at least got that initial deposit, and you can always release the first level of trade lines if the second payment don't come in.
That's right, and that's the thing. What I did with the homeboy, I close it down from him for the next month, so he doesn't have.
Give me his number. I'm gonna call his butt because he's messing it up for the rest of us.
Should I give you a number? You got no problem with it.
I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna get you a payment.
And you see that he got, but he's not gonna have access to the system. He's gonna have to pay the whole thing because I don't trust him now.
I'm with that.
He got a $10,000 credit card with us.
I'm with it. He can put this on the credit card.
Same thing I said. I even talked to him. When I talked to him, I said, "Look, dude, you got a $10,000 approval with us. Why didn't you at least call me and say, hey, look, man, I got $10,000." And then he says, "Well, I don't have to tell you anything. That's on my credit accounts." I said, "You're absolutely correct. But you're using a system that I have, and I'm getting dinged for because you're in it and you're not making payments. The company, the corporate office, is going to hit my credit account because it's my credit card I have in the system there." And sure enough, what I did, I moved a lot of money and stuff off of I put my debit card in there. I moved a lot of money out. So when they tried to hit it, it came back. And so guess what? The company, they tried 3 times. They called me. And then you know what they said now? The company says, "Mr. Whitner, we realize that you're a field agent with us. We no longer can allow you to put people in the system as partial. Everybody moving forward has to be in for full payment." And I said, "Well, how can we prevent this?" And she said, "Well, if he doesn't pay, then you need to pay." I said, "Well, why should I pay?" She said, "Well, it's your client. You put them in to make the payment. Somebody has to be responsible." So now I've got my black eye because of it. I said, "Wait a minute. I have never done this before. I never had a client that didn't pay like this. Everybody I put in, I normally put full pay in. It's just on this one, I'm going to get a black eye." Said, "Mr. Whitner, we cannot accept any more mistakes from people who partially pay. We see that he has the credit. We see he has the lines of credit."
You get done what you need to get done?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Okay.
They said age report, they don't call me.
Look, this is what these white people are telling me. So all I'm doing is referring to the same thing that these white folks that I'm in business with. I'm in business with these white folks that do this kind of stuff.
Well, that's why I'm asking you, well, what was your wholesale price so that you always at least get the wholesale price? That's what I was asking you. Because that could be your down payment. That should be your down payment.
Yeah, but still, they cannot cover everything because even if that is my wholesale price, the wholesale price doesn't. The company actually charges $33.95. $33.95. I come in discounting the thing for people. I come in discounting, and I'm coming underneath the company's radar with my prices. I'm like, "Hey, well, why would you go to them? You're paying $33. You can pay $25 with us." I'm like, "Oh wow, that makes sense. All right, yeah." So I'm kind of undercutting the company a little bit, but I kind of somewhat has this territory, Houston, Texas, so I can kind of somewhat fudge my pricing whatsoever. But I try to be so affordable. The guys in LA, they tell this whole program for $5,000 in LA, $5,000. And nowhere in the world I can get $5,000 with this program here in Houston, Texas.
Right, but I'm about to expand you from just Houston, Texas, because I'm international, right? So what I'm saying to you is we got to look at the structure to make sure that you're getting paid, because we can't have you dinged. But one of the ways, like prime example, when I worked at the dealership, right? Our biggest thing was, even when you get in a second chance car, your deposit has to cover at least what we got in the car. Because in our mind, when you pull off the lot, we ain't getting no more money. So that's why I was asking you, what is your bottom line? And in your mind, you're like 25, 25. But I was just trying to say, that's why I was trying. If that's the case, then you can't do payment plans, but it minimizes who you can do business with. Or the other idea that just popped in my head, and the more I get into it, the more I'm doing it, the more it comes to me. But the other part is, on this first card, you got to charge the balance of what you owe me.
What do you mean by charge the balance on what you owe me?
If his bill was 2,500 and he paid 750, the other 1,350 got to go on one of them trade lines, on one of those cards.
All the cards that he get from us.
Exactly. That would be the terminology in my contract.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because see, like the lady I just showed you, the $101,000.
Mm-hmm.
She has to pay us 9.99% success rate in order to get those cards. So even though those cards, she's gotten approved for those cards, and those cards are coming from GM, they're coming from Chase, they're coming from Bank of America, and at Sussex Bank. So therefore, she has an invoice that shows that she owes that money. See where it says right here? It says the below client has been invoiced. Due date is September 26th.
Mm-hmm.
So on that $100,000,
Mm-hmm.
101,000. If you do the math on it, she owes us $9,999 and some change. So when she get that first card, her first swipe should be to pay our invoice for those cards that we helped her to get.
Oh, so they pay 25, but then they also got to pay you a percentage of the credit limit?
No, I apologize. I apologize. It's two different programs.
Okay.
I have a credit card only program,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a business credit program. I have two different programs. She decided she didn't want to do the business credit because she says, my credit is strong enough, I can go straight for the credit cards. I say, no problem. This is what we'll put you in. So with the credit cards, you owe 9.99% of whatever it is that we get for you. So sometimes, just like what happened, the amount of lines of credit she got on the credit card is much higher than what the cost of the credit card, much higher than the cost of the credit program. She chose to take that high road because she wanted the credit cards now. Instead of her taking time to build up all those different trade lines, take her some months to build up that $100,000. She wanted it right now. So she said, and she agreed to pay the 9.99% success rate.
So she's going to pay you $10,000 to have $100,000 worth of credit, and she owes that bill to you. How does that get paid?
She actually pays it. Sometimes I have people pay it to me, and sometimes I have it paid to the company. But the company already told me that they billed her. They told me that she'd been invoiced. That's why I got this email right here earlier today. Is that they invoiced her already. They invoiced her to pay it. So when they invoice her to pay it, I get paid something like 40% of that. I get paid something like 40%. So I have two different programs. One program is just for credit cards only for your business, nothing else. All these different lines of credit and all the rest of that kind of stuff, they can open up those accounts later, but the whole goal is get the credit cards out the way. Go ahead and get the credit cards.
I'm confused now. I know that there's two programs, but I guess I'm kind of confused at how that works. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess in my mind, I'm trying to figure out why the hell would I pay somebody $10,000?
Well, you paid $10,000 because she didn't have access to $100,000 worth of credit cards.
I get that, but I'm just saying that's due now, and you got the credit cards, but that ain't giving you liquid cash. That's just giving you access.
No, they give you liquid cash. That's why 0% interest for 12 months. She could cash those cards out and put the cash in her bank account. She can. Oh, absolutely she can. Yeah, she can take the money off those credit cards.
And wouldn't that be like a cash advance?
It could be a cash advance, but at the same time, it will be a transaction that the bank will recognize and actually put the money in. I mean, you know, it will go through one of our merchant services, so they'll actually give her the cash off of the purchase or whatever she's buying with that. They'll give her the cash off of it. And a lot of these credit cards, what we teach people is they can ask them for checks to go with the account.
I guess I just ain't hip to that game yet. I know people do it.
So what?
So
you're
what's
not familiar with someone taking a credit card, and see that's why I got hit with that $6,000. Remember I told you that Square? I said something about Square hit me with $6,000 chargeback.
Mm-hmm.
So God told me, this is what the guy said. He said, hey, man, look, I'm trying to close on this house. I need to get some cash. I have American Express here, and I got a $40,000 limit, and I want to basically see if I get some cash off of it. Can you give me the cash? I was like, sure. I'll send you an invoice. You pay the invoice, and I'll give you the money. No problem. I charged him $200 to do that. $200. Did that transaction, put the money in his bank account, because I'm with Wells Fargo, he's with Wells Fargo, so it made it real easy. I go to one bank, move the money over, put it in his account. This mother sucker, 3 months later, did a chargeback on me from his side. Square went through their little investigation. I showed them the invoice. I said, look, this is what the guy paid for. He paid for all these services. He paid for this stuff. He paid for that. He's using the service. He's using all those products. Square says, well, you know, unfortunately, you know, the card bark is coming through. You have to, basically, you're not going to win it. So I called the guy up. I was like, what the fuck you doing, man? You hit me twice. You got the money, and then you did a chargeback. He said, oh, man, don't worry about it. Insurance takes care of that. I said, there's no insurance. This is me, Mark Whitner, my business, taking a hit. You know what he did? Oh, man, don't worry about that, man. He actually lives in Richmond, Virginia. Richmond, Virginia. I tell you what, I just thank God that I'm not in Richmond, Virginia, because I tell you, I would smack him upside the head with a hammer. I really would. So I had to come off of a deficit of $6,000. Now, what it did here, it put me and me and Square into a negative with each other. So what I ended up having to do, I happened to close that bank account down because eventually Square is trying to take it out of my account, but I had to open up a new PayPal, a new payment processing service. I went to a company that's called Payment Hub. I started using a company called Payment Hub. So I'm just really leery of people doing chargebacks. Now, I understand what you're saying. They do an automatic payment and then also these type of things. I'm just very leery that if I just automatically put it to my system, that will automatically go in every month and then charge these people. All I need is have 1, 2, maybe 3 people who say, yeah, I don't know what the reckoning is, and they do a chargeback on me.
So I understand where you're coming from. I understand better. But this is where I would be using prepaid legal services for $35 a month and send them this guy. I would send them both guys. Period. I would let them fight my battle for me. You right. You should not have to deal with that. You're trying to run a business, but you also can't just close an account and that's still on you. No, I would sue them. It only costs $25 to go to the courthouse and sue these people, and it go on their credit.
Yeah, but look, I don't have time to be going through all that.
No, but that's why you have the legal service. So I'm telling you to send it to the legal service and let them do it.
I used to have prepaid legal. I used to sell prepaid legal. As you can see, you keep saying that name. You know, I don't get excited. You know, I had a little situation happen, and they didn't even want to. They didn't.
How long ago was that? Again, how long? Mark, you don't seem like the type of person.
I think 2010.
Right, Mark. A lot has changed. A lot has changed in all these businesses in 10 years, 5 years. Cell phones change almost every 2 years.
Okay, all right. You know, but I'm thinking I got to keep moving forward. I can't be going backwards in there
That's
trying to rekindle and trying to
no,
love
that's not
relationships.
moving backwards, boo. It's not. I mean, that's what an office manager is for. You tell them, listen, this is what I want you to check into now. Again, like Mark, you seem like you like women. Do you like women?
Hell yeah, I love women. I don't like women. I love women. What are you
Okay,
talking about?
so are you telling me after one bad relationship, you never gonna be with another woman?
That's not saying that. You can't mix apples and oranges together. They're talking about those are apples and oranges oranges.
No,
You can't mix it
this
like that
this is
together.
the same thing. This one bad client we can't let mess up everything else that you could be doing right now. That's all I can say.
Well, I totally understand it, but I have to do some things in order to mitigate, in order to reduce, in order to limit, in order to minimize.
I totally agree.
Use it.
And
And my risk.
and one of them is we got to get the payment. We got to get a minimum payment up front for what they're getting access to. That's your number one step.
Well, that's why I'm choosing to keep my thing like this, and I just can't trust people no more. I just can't.
Well, you can't not trust people. You just can't do that. But I'm just telling you, no, you don't want to do that. This, because even this lady that that's the entertainment lady. When I would have her making payments until she has another big night and she pays it off. But I wouldn't turn her down.
Look at this right here. Look, we have written. Can you see that? We have written off the enrollment purchase of the $38,385, and will be unable to split payments for enrollments in the future. Please let us know if you have any questions. I got this just 3 hours ago from this dude because of this. 3 hours ago. 3 hours ago, I got hit with this.
Are you at least hearing what I'm telling you?
We have written off enrollment purchase of the 33. See, look at this stuff. See how this shit see how this stuff is messing my business up?
Yes.
Because I helped out some damn Negroes.
First of all, it's men. Men are the ones that do this. Men don't pay their bills. Men don't pay their bills. Men don't do good business. They have good business minds and ideas, but they don't have good business practices. That's why every man needs a good woman in their office. I'm just telling you what I know.
I got enough shit to deal with. I can't be done with it. Hey, I do apologize. Hey, let me we have to talk about this later. I got too many other things to do right now. I got shit I need to file. My computer is out. I didn't bring my
charger.
My charger, and I just got way too much stuff that I'm dealing with right now. I get it. I have to talk about this later.
I get it.